record again. So we've said for the bullish market, we take a trade on a higher low. Na tumesema in case you are using a trend line to confirm your buys, always make sure you have an extra confirmation for the buys. Not that isikuwe tu ni just because of the touching and na hizo zingine zimekuwa zikitachiwa. No. In case it's the confirmation of a fourth touch, always make sure there is an extra confirmation for why you are taking those buys. Then, about the trend line on a bullish market, tulisema tunaiweka side ya chini. Sasa ikikuja kwa a bearish market, when it comes to a bearish market, the trend line, we use it on the top side. Use the trend line on the top side of in a bearish market. Okay, we use the trend line on the top side in a bearish market. On the top side in a bearish market. Bullish ni side ya ndani. Bullish ni side ya ndani. Bearish ni side ya nje. Then, always avoid a consolidating market. Always avoid a consolidating market. Now, what else? I guess that was all that we did on last week. So, anyone with a question up to that far before I introduce what I want us to do today?
Yes, niko na swali yani.
Go ahead.
Like now when you want to identify, sasa wakati unataka kuangalia the next move of the market, si tunaangalianga ndio tupate entry point, tunafaa kuangalia the previous ama?
Sorry?
Wakati unataka kutafuta the next move of the market,
Next
si
move.
tunaangalianga the trade that has happened.
Yes.
So nitaangalia like, let's say like now it's already 8 p.m. Nitaangalia from which time, the past time.
Okay. Let's use this chart and maybe in no chart, sindio? What is your question?
Oh, nilikuwa nauliza sasa. Now this is our chart today. Like already the farthest end I can see it is 8 p.m. And we want to check the next move. So for how long will I check for the past trades? Nitaanzia hapa. Hii ni kama ni ya 1 hour. Is it for 1 hour? Ama ni ya dakika ngapi?
Oh, you want to analyze the market?
Yes.
We said for analyzing the market, you start from a daily time frame. Each and every time you can see, like now, you can see for this for this trade, like this trade of mine, it was respected severally. Why? We had this inverted head and shoulder that bought. Then we had a re-entry here where we had a breakout, a retracement, and it bought. Now, if I want to do analysis of this chart, on this chart, what I'll do, I'll remove all the drawings. Remove all the drawings from this place and start afresh. And you start analyzing from a daily time frame all the way down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sawa.
Okay. Any other question?
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
In case I end a trade at a high low, the way you said it, and then the market reverse, should I stop it or hold on?
Okay. In case the market reverse, that's why we always have a stop loss. We always have a stop loss for your trades. So, for example, you can see a trend line. You can see for this market. If you were to enter this market, obviously uliingia na hii bullish momentum, sindio? Stop loss yako, it was below the wicks of this one. But what happened to this candle? Vile ilifunguka, you can see it ran all the way down. Sindio? So if wewe ni muoga umeona, yes nimeingia market, but inaenda chini. What you do have done, ungefunga, maybe time yenye unaona iko, you are on a down draw. But what is happening, it's just wicking out and taking the momentum. So for each and every trade, that's why we always say it's important for you to have your stop loss well placed.
Niko na swali lingine.
Okay.
Kuna mahali umetuambia kuhusu when you are buying, or we talk of long, and when you are selling we talk of short, eh?
Yeah.
Kuna mahali umetuambia hivyo.
Yes.
Sasa sikuelewa hapo. Kama ni when you are selling, inamaanisha aje when you talk of short, and when you are buying when you talk of long?
If you are there when we are doing the terms that you use in Forex trading, there was a term that we said about long position and short position. So we have said on a long when you are taking a buy, you are taking a long position. Na hii long position ni yenye nimefanya hapa. You can see a long position ni yenye iko na two sides where the now indo the red side is the risk side and the green side is the reward side. The risk side and the reward side. Now, when you are selling, it's the opposite of it. You take a short position, you can now see the risk side iko side ya juu and the reward iko side ya chini. That's what we say, the risk and a short position and a long position. Now, while we are still on this topic on the higher highs and higher lows, I want to introduce a subtopic called the zones. Now on zones, it's easier ni introduce hapa cause it's the same thing that we are doing. Now, we always have key areas on when to enter a trade, and when I'll be giving you all those key areas that we are talking, I'll give you later. There is a point that I'll say always check if the market is in your zone. There is a point yenye nitakuja niseme always check if the market is in your zone. Now, what do I mean by that? When we say check the market if it's in your zone, is in a bullish market, just a minute. In a bullish market, we have said the market moves by forming higher highs and higher lows. The market moves by forming higher highs and higher lows. In a bullish market, just a minute. The bullish market, the market moves by forming higher highs and higher lows. Now, where do we say we have our zones? Our zones, a zone is created. Let me just use another pair ndio tusichafue hapo. So let me just use the diagram yenye already nishachora. It will be easier. So on a bullish market, where is our zone? Our zone is now on a higher low. Our zone in a bullish market, our zone in a bullish market is normally on a higher low. Why? Because hapo ndo tuna expect market itakuja i-reverse. Our zone in a bullish market is on a higher low since that is where we are expecting the market will come and reverse in that particular area. Now, our zone in a bearish market, will now be at, let me just delete this. Our zone in a bearish market will be at this point on a lower high. Our zone in a bearish market will now be on a lower high. Why? Because we are expecting the market will have to pull back to this particular place for it now to continue with the sales. The market will have to reverse up to this zone for it to continue with sales. So our zone in a bullish market, is on a higher low, and our zone in a bearish market is on a lower high. Our zone in a bullish market is on a lower high. Now, on a consolidation, we consider now these ones. Let me show you. Just a minute. On a consolidation, we consider now this demand here. We consider this one to be our zone, and the supply also to be a zone. Why are we considering them as a zone? Because you can see once the market is tapping into this support, it is selling. Ikitap to support in a sell, ikitap tena in a sell. So this is a zone, and also as a demand, ikitap in a buy, ikitap in a buy, ikitap in a buy. So in a consolidating market, we consider these ones to be zones. That's why when you are taking any trade, you have always to consider zones sana. Like for example, you can see for this particular market, this was a zone here. Hii yenye nimechora hapa. May remove this one. You can see this was a zone. Why? It was a support. Ilikuwa ina touch, ina sell, touching, selling, touch, sell, touch, sell. But now once hii zone ilibreakiwa, it now becomes a demand. It becomes a demand. That's why we were expecting if this market retraces and touches into this now this zone, it will take a buy, because first of all this zone was a strong zone since it was being respected. So we were expecting once there is a breakout and retracement to this zone, the market would continue to buy. The same thing now when it comes to a bearish market. I want to try find it here. You can see like now, let me just remove these ones. Ndo iko easier. I want to show you something. Also using a bearish market, the zones are very important. Using a bearish market, the zones are very important because you can see this market is very bearish. The market here was very bearish, but what happened here? You can see this market. You can see this market, what happened here? There was this demand here. Why? Ilikuwa ina touch, ina buy, touching, buying. But what happened when this demand zone was broken? After it was broken and a retracement, it now became a support where it is sold. So about the zones, they are very keen areas for you to identify and always know if a zone iko more than 2 touches, that area is more likely to be respected. You can see like for this one, this was a demand that was almost being created. But once it was broken, this market did what? After it was broken, it used now this demand zone as a support, where after it was the market retraced to that zone, it sold massively. And with that, we are done with zones. With that, we are done with zones. Any questions on zones? Okay, so for next week, when we meet next week, we are going to, have we done pips and lot size or not yet? Are we done with
Not
pips and
yet.
lot size?
No.
Okay, that will be the first class on Monday. That will be the first topic on Monday. So, see you then. And or if anyone has a question, aulize sahi. So if no questions, let's meet next week on Monday, and have a good night.
Mwalimu. Cha.
So for those who have an inquiry maybe about the huu mwenye anasema Venmo,
I have a question.
yes, go ahead.
Nilikuwa nauliza, how do you set stop loss and take profit when you are trading on the phone?
Aki hausikiki, unaongea ukikatika katika.
Okay, nilikuwa nasema
Please text. Your voice is not audible. Unaongea ukikatika katika.
Hello,
how do you set your stop
let me just
loss
ask a
and
question
take
kindly.
profit when you are
The one who's talking, John, just text because your voice is not audible.
So can I just ask a question kindly?
Go ahead.
Madam, can you just tell us more about Phenobot? Niliona hiyo Phenobot kwa main group.
okay.
Just a minute.
Na mimi nataka kujua tunaweza pata topic zenye tumecover ndio nijue yenye nime miss so that I can do the follow up please. Hello?
Okay, I'll address that. Thomas, ask your question again.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I was asking about Phenobot.